The one that I wanted to show today is a simple cost-benefit chart. A lot of strategy is about return on investment. Another name for return is benefit. Another name for investment is cost. So this is really an ROI chart in its simplest form. So on the y-axis is categorizing what's going to be the impact of the benefit of doing this on the business, really broadly. Is it going to be low, medium, or high? And then also on the investment side, is it going to be a low, medium, or high investment? I find that once people go through this one time, and once people look at a half a dozen different initiatives or priorities to put in here, that any confusion that they have about what does low cost mean, what does high benefit mean, really kind of goes away pretty quickly, because they can see the different options that they're dealing with, and it's once they get that relative, oh yeah, that one's clearly higher benefit than the other one. Once they see that relationships, then they quickly put them in the different boxes. And with a lot of these charts, I'm less interested in the actual answer and more interested in the conversation that happens around it. So we would plot, or you can plot, each of the priorities or each of the initiatives on this graph and get a sense of, are we all in the high benefit, high cost? Do we have some that are low cost? And it'll give us a sense of what the portfolio, the investment portfolio, looks like. But there's also one overlay that I do on this to also check, and so that's this graph that I'm showing now. So again, the structure is the same with benefit and cost, but here's what the different areas of the chart mean. I'm going to start in the lower left. So if we have something that's low benefit and low cost, that's really about continuous improvement. We should always be working to get 5% better every time. And the kinds of initiatives in annual planning that might show up here is to say, we need to make our finances better and we need to have continuous improvement there. So it's less about the actual improvement itself, some actual improvement, and more about we need to have continuous improvement in this particular area. So that's lower left. If we go clockwise, a high benefit, low cost initiative or priority is something that really, it just, you've been doing it in a way that really doesn't make sense, and you finally get people together to talk about it, and they go, oh yeah, why are we doing it that way? We shouldn't do it. I worked with a client recently that had put somebody in charge of project management and never defined what project management was. So that person had been working for 3 years without really a job description, hadn't known. So we had about a 20-minute conversation about what project management is, what they needed to be doing, and immediately the ROI out of that position increased by probably 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times because they were actually doing what the business needed them to. In the upper right-hand corner is, really changing the business, new business models, transforming what markets or how you do business. And that's going to be high benefit and high cost. And then lower right-hand corner is a high cost but low benefit. That's replacing the roof, replacing the carpeting. It's just something you have to do to stay in business. It could be, doing some kind of backup system for your computers. It's more playing defense than playing offense, but it's a necessary thing. And then there's the gray area, which is kind of in between and all of that, and that's just the company evolving and innovating. So when I have people chart the priorities on this graph of cost and benefit, the next thing I'll look at is, do we have something in all 4 quadrants? We don't have to, but over the course of 2 or 3 annual planning cycles, I would like to see something in all 4 quadrants here. And if we're not, then we're probably underinvesting in some part of the business.